Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Let me get into the intro of this video. Hold up. Cue the music, cue the music, cue the music. Hey yo, FTC, you fucking suck. Copper, you fucking suck. This isn't for kids. It's not for kids. Let me preface this by saying I actually like the fucking game. Don't come in the comments. Don't be a corporate shill talking about he's just hating on Modern Warfare or he just sucks at the game. This video sucks. Nah, you suck. Joe Cecot, you suck at your job and you should be fired. And that will be what we're going into in this video. The design philosophy fails, the incompetence, and them just being fucking idiots overall. Get into the damn video. 37-3 on Grosvenor rate, camping like a little bitch, using the mountain mechanic while working on our long shots and mountain kills. But with that out the way, let's go.
Don't mean you gotta be angry.
To be frank with you, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly just raged off the game. And you know, I had to recollect my thoughts. I had to sit down for a couple minutes, recollect my thoughts. I'm like, you know what? Joe Cecot should be fired. Yes, another day, another video where Joe Cecot should be fired. And you know why he should be fired? It's not that I disagree with some of these design choices or design philosophy. It's the fact that he's shown complete incompetence with them because all of them contradict each other. And those main philosophies or designs would be what? The lobby retention / map voting. We have Ghost, the UAV, the mini maps, the compass, how all those tied in together. How they don't want to overtune or overbalance weapons. Map variety, and of course the pro scene. Those are all the things, you know, when it comes to design philosophies that all contradict each other, and they make no fucking sense, to be frank, to be honest. So, with those stated, with those guidelines, parameters set, the first thing I'll go into is, you know, the map voting and the lobby suspending. Now, they removed map voting because, you know, Joe Cecot said, well, players tend to leave when their map vote doesn't win. And that is true, players will leave when their map vote doesn't win. But their solution to this problem was to take away that choice entirely and force you to play on a map you don't want to play anymore. Yeah, instead of having that option to vote to skip, now you're just forced to play whatever map they give you. And in this game, it just seems like the maps you don't like to play, they just tend to pop up the most for some reason. Now this choice to get rid of map voting, it makes no sense because, for one, the lobby is suspended after every game. And he talked about lobby retention too. So the lobby is suspended after every game, there's no map voting. So what that creates is no incentive to stay in any game in progress, or on a map you don't like. So that results in more people leaving games, or in progress, or just they're waiting in the lobby. Well, it's a map they don't want to play, if they back out. And you can see this problem is, you know, very apparent and clear with the introduction to Season 1 mod strip because everyone's just trying to play shipment, right? And they back out. Now, even though I just raged off a map of me playing Vacant, a match, my bad. Even though I just raged off a match of Vacant, I'm not going to say Vacant's a shit map. I don't like it, but I just don't like it because I just feel like the map design, you're just funneled in, you're just boxed in, you know, it's very predictable to get killed at because you're only coming out a few lanes, and it just leaves, you know, teams getting steamrolled. But no need to talk about that. No need to talk about that. But yeah, the problem's apparent, and it's not because of the quick play filter like people like to argue. Because in previous years they had mosh pits, and the lobby would still stay the same after the game, and you would vote in a different, you know, a different game mode. Or using the quick play filter this year, just whatever game mode you guys select out of those like 4 or 5 selections. If you're in a domination match, you stay in a domination lobby until you leave and you queue up in something else. So you had a hard point and S&D selected, you would queue up in another hard point lobby or an S&D lobby, and those lobbies would disband after every fucking game. But yeah, it makes no sense. That's just one contradiction right there with the whole map voting and lobby retention. What else? Map variety. Because before this game came out, I mean, Joe Cecot safely stated they wanted, you know, maps that cater to multiple playstyles and are all viable. And I have no problem with this because in previous years they went with the over-aggressive 3-lane maps, or they had no variety in the 3-lane maps. So that's all you had, and all those maps, you know, just favored, you know, more active and proactive movement, you know, rushing gameplay. No problem with that, but they just wanted maps more variety. So if you're a player that wanted to sit down, maybe take your time or snipe a bit, you could do that. So I don't have a problem with them having more, bigger maps, more complex or intricate maps. Well, these maps aren't complex and intricate. They're just, shitty and clustered because it's hard to see people. They have terrible spawns, obscure and ridiculous sight lines and angles. But whatever. The point is, there's no map variety in this game. Yeah. Don't bring up shoot house and shipment or Hackney Yard and gun runner because in the beta we didn't even like Hackney Yard and gun runner and what Azure Cave. We didn't like those maps in the beta, and now being that we've seen other maps are a lot more shit like Piccadilly, they're getting more love. But don't think for a second that those are quality maps because those maps will be considered average in any other Call of Duty game. Even then, they butchered the maps they remastered so far. But with shipment, because the spawns they were always bad, but they added a new spawn point in the middle of the map for no fucking reason. It just leads to more random deaths out of spawn. Then they changed the layout for that map, which creates some more bad spawns. I already did a video about shipment specifically. There's no map variety. The majority of the maps play the same, and the overall selection and quality of the maps aren't good. And this is something that's played in all the game modes, that's dabbled in gunfight, ground war. But for 6v6 and 10v10, those maps they're fucking terrible. At least ground war and gunfight have decent maps, but the 10v10 and 6v6 maps, the majority of those maps are fucking terrible. What else can you talk about? They don't want to overtune and overbalance weapons. Now, again, they said in previous years they felt like they overtuned and overbalanced the weapons. This year specifically, they said how they want to make the weapons a bit more lethal so new players get kills. Yeah, no problem with that. Different developers have different design philosophies what they want to do regarding new players. Treyarch wanted new players to die less, so they gave them more health. And Infinity wants new players to get more kills, so they give them lethal weapons and less health. No problem with those design philosophies at all. The problem is when it comes to them not wanting to overtune overbalance weapons, they'll just stealth nerf or stealth balance weapons now. Like they did that with Skeleton Stock for the M13, PP19 Lights, and the AK. So they don't want to overbalance overtune weapons, but then they'll stealth nerf it. Or they'll nerf the 725 in the ground, which again I don't have a problem with that. They'll nerf that into the ground, but then they won't make any adjustments to the M4 or the MP5, which have been the absurd meta weapons since launch. And then they don't want to overbalance the weapons, but they did do that huge SMG buff. They introduced shootouts when it came to sprint out times, ADS times, but they don't want to overbalance weapons. But they made a lot of changes, some random stealth buffs and nerfs here and there. Yeah, they even mentioned how they stealth buff the tank's critical hit health, so they have more health when they're critical damage. But yeah, they don't want to overbalance shit, but they just go around stealth tweaking everything. But no problem with that. I mean, don't want to overbalance shit, but then what do? We overbalance the same said shit? That's another design contradiction. Now, what else can we talk about? Ah, yes. The mini-map, Ghost, the compass, and the radar specifically. Did I mention UAV? Oh, I mentioned UAV. Here's another design contradiction. Because the reason why they got rid of the red blips off the mini-map and relocated them to the compass because they said the mini-map was a tool that was being able to be abused by more experienced players, which leads to them steamrolling newer players. And there's one problem I have with this. So they removed this to compress the skill gap. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but they're not doing it a proper way. Because if they want new players to get better at using the said tool, as the mini-map, then they would actually, teach them how to use it. But they don't. They just have it as an afterthought. And, the pre-game loading tips and all that. But forget about that. My main problem is how they want the UAV to be a reward, but then Ghost will invalidate that whole reward, which you just have it as a perk. And mean that you can change your perks mid-game this year. Like, it destroys the whole reward as UAV entirely. Like, there's no purpose. They want it to be a reward, but it's invalidated by a perk. And the problem is, it's not that Ghost counters the UAV. It's that it's too effective. It's too versatile for multiple playstyles. That's the reason why it's a problem. Because if you're a rusher, if you're a camper, it doesn't matter. You're going to use Ghost. Because it's very beneficial for your playstyle, regardless of what your playstyle is. That's why, it destroys that whole. The UAV is supposed to be a reward, or the red dot's maybe not supposed to be a reward. But yeah. And then the compass. I mean, it kind of works, but I mean, it just leads to being able to camp easier because with the compass having, the blips on it, I mean, information a lot more vague, so it's a lot harder to pinpoint where enemies are at. And I can use this, for example, to my advantage when I'm camping because do they know if I'm on the top floor, the main floor, or the second floor in the corner camping? They don't. They have to, do a lot of guesswork. And meaning that your footsteps are still really loud in this game. I'll be, to snuff them out and kill them while they're trying to, sneak up on them. But forget that. The last thing I want to talk about is, the whole involvement with the pro scene, competitive scene, when it comes to Infinity Ward. Because when it came to this, they wanted to distance themselves from the pro scene because they felt like, again, with the over-tuning of weapons, the map design, it made the game less fun at times. Again, I don't have a problem with them wanting to distance themselves from the pro scene, but they just have so many weird contradictions with this. One, we can talk about the skill-based matchmaking. They want the game to be more fun, but they ask for skill-based matchmaking. Then we'll talk about how they're launching their whole, esports league, and they have a $25 million organization buy-in, but they want to distance themselves from the pro scene. And then, with said esports pro scene, we have 12 tick rate servers and private matches where they're going to be doing all their scrimmages at. But, what? It makes no sense. They have skill-based matchmaking, they want to make the game more fun and a bit more casual. But then, they have, shitty 12 tick rate servers. And then they have a huge buy-in for their pro scene and shit. It makes no sense, right? That's the problem with Joe Cecot's multiplayer design, direction. It all contradicts each other. If at least they would have said we're going for a very noob-friendly, campy, well, I won't say campy, more tactical and methodical experience, then fine. That means they would have set out their goals and they would have been able to execute those right. But they didn't. They said they wanted more map design variety. They said they wanted playstyle variety. They wanted the game to be a bit more casual. But they missed the mark on all of those. When it comes to map design, the game being casual. It makes no fucking sense. And he's showing complete incompetence as a multiplayer designer. Because they can't do anything fucking right. Even though I am audibly frustrated. I actually like the game. The reason why is I felt like we went in the right direction this year when it comes to the overall weapon customization and the gunplay mechanics. Audio, sound design, the graphics, yada yada yada. I actually like the game. And the gameplay in the background was me camping like a little bitch with the Holger. I was finishing my mounted and long shot kills, and I've actually finished it for both the DLC weapons. Glad that shit's over. Score, I think, was 37-3 on domination, ground lane. Camp like a little bitch, got our streaks, yada yada yada. But with that out the way, fire Joe Cecot for fuck's sakes. Happy holidays, and y'all stay safe. I'm out.